Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking complete control of our personal finances and, well, we're getting prepared for the unexpected. We're going to master one of the absolute most critical tools for financial success, the emergency fund. So let's just dive right in and get that financial safety net built, shall we?
Okay, I want you to really think about this for a second. What if your paycheck just suddenly stopped? Maybe you lose your job, or out of nowhere, a massive medical bill shows up. Life just has this incredibly reliable way of surprising us right when we least expect it.
Imagine you're driving to work, your car suddenly breaks down, and boom, you're hit with a jarring $1,500 repair bill. Now, if you aren't prepared, you might be forced to just slap that expense onto a high-interest credit card. And months later, you're still paying for that one single repair, totally trapped in this vicious cycle of debt. But if you've got the savings ready to go, you just pay the bill and move on with your life. No stress. That is the absolute power of being prepared.
So, here is our roadmap for today. 1. Your financial safety net. 2. Finding your target number. 3. Where to keep it safe. 4. Strategies to build it fast. And 5. When to break the glass. Let's get into it.
Starting off with Section 1, your financial safety net.
So the absolutely crucial thing here is understanding what an emergency fund actually is. Literally, it's just money you've set aside specifically for unexpected expenses. Because without it, even a tiny hiccup can force you to take out personal loans or awkwardly borrow from family and friends. And let's be super clear about this. This money is not for vacations. It's not for a weekend shopping spree, and it's definitely not for upgrading your phone. It exists for one reason only, to give you peace of mind so you can handle real emergencies when they pop up.
Moving on to Section 2, finding your target number.
Now, you might be wondering, how much do I actually need to save? Well, financial experts generally agree that you should save between 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. Now, the magic word here is essential. We are not talking about replacing your entire gross income. We're talking about the absolute bare minimum baseline required to just keep your life running if everything else stops.
What do essential expenses actually look like? We're talking about your rent or mortgage, utilities, your baseline groceries, transportation, insurance, minimum debt payments, and basic healthcare costs. That's the whole shebang. If an expense isn't on this list, it doesn't get factored into your survival number, period.
Let's look at how this math actually plays out in the real world. Say your essential monthly expenses total $3,000. For a 3-month target, you'd need $9,000. For a 6-month target, $18,000. So who needs which? Well, if you've got a highly stable job with super reliable income, 3 months might be perfectly fine for you. But if you're self-employed, maybe you freelance, have irregular income, or you're raising a family where random costs pop up all the time, you really want to aim for that 6-month target, or honestly, potentially even up to 12 months.
Okay, if seeing those thousands of dollars just made your heart race, take a deep breath. You absolutely do not need to save thousands overnight. The secret here is to just start small. Make your very first goal $500. Once you hit that, target $1,000. After that, go for your first full month of expenses. Believe me, small, consistent progress adds up way faster than you think.
All right, Section 3, where to keep it safe.
So where does this money actually go? The answer is a high-yield savings account. Your emergency fund needs to be completely separated from your everyday checking account so you aren't tempted to casually spend it, but it still has to be easily accessible. A high-yield savings account hits the nail on the head because your money stays totally secure, it's there the exact moment you need it, and hey, it even earns a little bit of interest while it just sits there.
Now, I want to firmly contrast this safe option with where you absolutely should not put this money. Please do not put your emergency safety net into stocks or crypto. Those investments are way too volatile. They can lose massive amounts of value at the exact moment you lose your job and need cash the most. Remember, the purpose of this fund is not to make you rich, it's to protect you from a financial disaster.
Which brings us to Section 4, strategies to build it fast. Here are 4 distinct tactics to really turbocharge your savings, even if you're starting from zero. First, create a monthly budget. Track exactly where your money is going. Honestly, you'll probably be shocked by what you're spending on forgotten subscriptions or takeout. Second, automate your savings. Just set up an automatic transfer every single payday. Even 25 or 50 bucks a week turns into thousands over time. Third, save any unexpected income. Did you get a tax refund, a bonus at work, or maybe a cash gift? Send it straight to the fund. And fourth, just look around your house. Sell old electronics, furniture, or sports gear you literally never use. That extra cash can instantly jumpstart your progress.
And finally, Section 5, when to break the glass.
We really have to draw a hard line here. An emergency fund must only be used for genuine emergencies. We're talking job loss, unexpected medical expenses, or a massive urgent home repair. It is absolutely not for holiday shopping, concert tickets, the newest tech gadget, or dining out. Those are planned expenses. One of the most common traps people fall into is confusing a want with a true break-the-glass emergency.
I want you to use this as your golden rule, your ultimate litmus test before you ever touch those savings. Ask yourself, if I don't spend this money today, will my health, safety, or ability to earn income be affected? If the answer is no, well, it's probably not an emergency.
Now, if you do face a real emergency and actually have to use the funds, another huge mistake people make is just stopping once they've drained it. If you use it, you gotta rebuild it. I love this brilliant analogy from our source material. Think of your emergency fund like the batteries in a flashlight. You use them during a power outage so you can see in the dark, right? But once the lights come back on, you have to put fresh batteries in that flashlight so it's ready for the next storm.
Let's step back from the math for just a second and look at the psychology behind all of this. Having this safety net provides a massive emotional payoff. It reduces your daily stress, it genuinely helps you sleep better at night. And honestly, most importantly, financial security isn't just about making a high income, it's about having options. If your boss treats you unfairly, you aren't trapped living paycheck to paycheck. You can make decisions based on what's best for your future, not out of sheer fear. And you know what? That is true financial freedom.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final, vital question to chew on. Will you build wealth by preparing for life's unexpected moments today? Remember, you don't build wealth by magically avoiding every single problem life throws your way. You build it by preparing for those moments before they happen. The absolute best time to start your emergency fund was yesterday, but hey, the second best time is today. So what are you waiting for? Take action, start small, and build that safety net. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and here's to building your incredibly strong financial future.